Hey there, my friend. This is Dave Sharp, and welcome to the TikTok funnel case study. Four guys who generate 15-second free leads like clockwork. Now, this is one of our original TikTok trainings when we really started to explore and exploit this traffic source back a little over a year ago as of recording this. And since then, it's just been a phenomenal traffic source for so many marketers in our community. And in this training, you're going to hear about setting up your profile, coming up with endless topic ideas, and much more. So if you are interested in getting a great head start and seeing how four guys are using TikTok to generate 15-second free leads like clockwork, then without further ado, let's get into this training.
We're here because Matt Hetzel, our CMO, actually reached out to me a couple of days ago, and he actually has been talking about this now for quite some time.
I have.
Sips coffee. And he said, we got some dudes inside of our community that are doing some things over on TikTok. And I'm like, well, what kind of things are these dudes doing over on TikTok? Because, I've kind of gone over to TikTok a little bit and screwed around. And, to be quite honest with you guys, there's so much to do on the internet. I can't do everything, right? So I've got to pick and choose my battles and wars that I wanna fight. And we got to pick and choose our battles and wars that we want to fight here as a marketing team, both marketing in the trenches, just like you guys, which is kind of one of my claims to fame over the past 10 years or so as I've been marketing and teaching others. I've never been one of those gurus who's just only taught others. There's quite a few of those guys out there. But we also market too. We sell, we eat our own cooking, and we sell our own products. And so, while we're teaching and creating education and all that, running an affiliate program, we're also marketing, which sometimes it can be a lot. But my point is that we're not actually doing a lot of TikTok stuff. Okay, that's my point. That was my point of that entire long rant. But we've got some dudes that are. We've got some dudes that are doing some TikTok stuff. And those dudes are with us on this webinar. And this is a super dude heavy webinar. I realize that we've got no females on here. So if you are a female, I do want you to know that females do exist inside of Legendary Marketer. I'm just noticing that over the past 48 hours, we've had lots of dudes on live streams and webinars. So I just want to remind you chicks that we do have chicks inside of Legendary Marketer. So anyways, with that, which I think that's a pretty important disclaimer to throw out there. The other important disclaimer that I'm going to throw out there is that we're going to talk about making money. We're going to talk about getting stupid, filthy rich on the internet. No, we're not going to get crazy like that. But whatever your individual goals are, that's on you. We are going to talk about making sales, and in no way, shape, or form is anybody's results, income, anything like that a guarantee of your success. You could make absolutely zero at all. As a matter of fact, most people who try to start a business online do make nothing. So if you can't stand that idea of making nothing because you've done nothing, then not only you shouldn't be on this webinar, but you shouldn't be a part of our affiliate program. And you probably shouldn't be trying to start a business online. Matt, I just want to check in. I know you're not a lawyer and you don't serve as our counsel, but do you think that was as straightforward enough as a income disclaimer as I can be?
I think it's pretty straightforward from my legal standpoint, which is I don't have one, but yeah.
Matt, doctor, attorney at law.
Yeah. What is that? JD,
right.
I think. Attorney at law.
Yes, exactly. MD as well, medical doctor.
MTJD, all of it.
So, yeah. We've got some dudes on here. We're going to have some fun. And one last thing, we've got an awesome affiliate program in case you didn't know. And it's not our only benefit here at Legendary. We actually don't just teach people how to turn around and sell our products. We actually teach people transferable skills, which is one of the main reasons why it's exciting to be an affiliate here, is because we're really teaching people actual business models and many people come here to learn coaching, how to create their own course, how to sell affiliate products, ours, ClickBanks, et cetera, or products on ClickBank. So we've got an amazing affiliate program, and these dudes, I think, see that, and they're pushing quite a bit of traffic and making quite a few sales. So it's quite an honor to have Matt, Dominic, Jake, Jonathan. What up, fellas?
How's it going, guys?
Fun.
We're
Glad to be
actually
here.
going to
Thanks for having us.
Hey, we're going to do this webinar. I'm going to talk, and all four of you are going to talk back to me at the same time, and we're going to see how that works, because I'm an amazing facilitator. So I'm going to be probably talking to you all four at the same time, and we expect you guys to sing in chorus as you respond back to me. So hopefully you've got that coordinated.
Perfect.
Somebody asked where the clocks were behind me. They're not here anymore. We took the clocks down. Actually, you can see the clocks, dude. They're over above my left shoulder right there, which looks like my right shoulder on the. But we did a pandemic remodel of our not so corporate headquarters, and the clocks were one of the things that went. But you can still see the 4 screws back there on the back. Matt, if I keep talking, we may never get to any content.
Yeah, we're just. These guys are all sitting there actually just creating TikTok videos.
I just made a TikTok right now. So
well, you guys actually, now's a great time to be creating content and actually building your business while I'm sitting here ranting and telling jokes and bullshitting. But anyways, we've got over 100 people for a last minute webinar. At least it's last minute to me. Maybe other people have known about it for many days, but I'm usually the last one to find out things around here. So anyways, it's great to be here though. So Matt Hetzel, who do you think we should start with? I mean, should we start with, do you want to do eeny, meeny, miny, mo? These guys are all upcoming rock stars, but
yeah. We're gonna rock. We're gonna go through a little bit of a flow. So we're gonna start with Jake. If you don't know, 26-year-old from North Carolina. Is that right?
Yep.
Full-time youth pastor, doing TikTok on the side, creating, and he's been consistently this year every freaking day about 3 sales, some higher, some lower, but usually on average just cranking sales every single day. Big up and comer in our affiliates world, and he's just been doing this TikTok thing. I mean, I've just been seeing him post about it all the time. So we're gonna start with Jake. He's the man, and all these guys are the man, but and then we're going to jump from Jonathan to Matt, who are also crushing it. And then Dominic is newer to our community, literally as of like last month, I think. And he took our decade in a day, made $500 on ClickBank super fast, promoting our offer. He definitely crushed that contest. And then he turned it into a TikTok and made 3 sales as an affiliate for us from that. So just immediate sort of just instant implementation. So Dom, we're bringing you on to highlight you and lift up affiliates who are just like taking freakish action. So I think we could start with Jake, and Jake's going to give us a little bit of a background on what he does to drive traffic through this app called TikTok, and give us some strategy. Like, he's been working for days on this to bring us some real, just straight up strategy that people can implement right after this. So guys, take out a notepad, get ready, because this is going to be a fire hose of a webinar. You can watch it back. Yes, there will be a replay. It's just going to be awesome. How's that sound?
Dude, Jake, that sounds freaking incredible. And thank all of you guys for being on, and congrats on I know a couple of you guys, but congrats on your success. I want to say that now that my sarcasm and joking is over, we're going to get to the content. But Jake, why don't you take it away? Like Matt said, I just want to throw it out there and say, congrats, dude. And if you guys are not paying attention, now's a good time to block things out, turn Facebook off, and like really just dig in, because what these guys have done, in my opinion, is tap into sort of an untapped gold mine and figure out how to monetize a platform that right now people just think kids are posting silly music videos on. So Jake, you want to take it away and kind of keep time? We got quite a few guys on here, kind of keep time, in the back of your head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And bro, congrats on the success, and feel free to ping it back over to us. But yeah, what are you doing, man? And how can the people that are watching kind of follow in your footsteps as far as what you've been doing?
Matt came to both me and Matt Steinman probably a month ago and just said, hey, is this something you guys would be interested in doing? And for me, it was a no-brainer. Like, TikTok is really where my business started blowing up. So I got pumped really fast. Like, yeah, I could talk about this for hours today. Feel free to cut me off whenever you need to. But I sat down and really started asking the question, what is the best possible thing that I could give you in this 10, 15 minutes that I have with you today? And I know we have to cover the basics of what the app is in case you're not familiar with it, you've never used it, you've never seen it before. So I reached out to Jonathan and Matt last night and just asked, hey guys, what are y'all covering? I don't want to overlap what you're doing, but I'd like to go a little bit different direction because we need to hit the how to optimize your profile, how to create a video, how to do calls to action, and all the basic functionality. And they told me what they were covering, and they're going to kill it. So I said, okay, if y'all are going to go that direction, let me go a little bit of a different direction. And I want to answer the 2 questions that I get all the time when it comes to TikTok. And then I want to give you guys literally my strategy. This is something that I haven't put out anywhere, and I think it's the most valuable thing I can give to you in the short time I have. So the 2 questions are this. The first one is, why does TikTok actually matter to your business? As Dave just said, so many people are saying this app is for kids. This app is just a bunch of dancing. My target audience isn't on there. What is this app actually going to do for me? So let me share just a little bit of my story with it. So the first 2.5 months I was running my online business, my butt was grinding. Like, I was doing everything I knew. I was working probably about like 18-hour days. I remember some nights I was up until 4 a.m., slept on my couch in my office for 3 hours, got up and kept going. But I just wasn't seeing many results. I got maybe a couple $100 in sales, but not much. Come January 1st, I had started TikTok. I had maybe done 10, 15 videos. And I started challenging myself, like, what if you could actually sell directly from a TikTok video? So I put out a video on January 6th. It was selling this digital product that I had purchased. And I really was just trying something that I didn't think would work. Because at that time, there was no clickable link in the bio. Literally, to sell someone from TikTok, you would have to copy the link, or you would have to memorize the link. You would have to close the app, go to the web browser, pull it up, and type in bit.ly/ whatever the ending is. So in my mind, this was never going to happen. This was impossible, but why not give it a shot? Because you're always testing it as an online marketer. So I tried it. About 11 o'clock at night, made this video, say, hey, if you're interested, here's a link to it, set my phone down, woke up to almost $1,000 from my Stripe account. So this is a guy who hadn't seen maybe $100, $150 over the course of 2.5 months. And I just woke up to about $1,000. And at that point, I realized maybe I could sell through this app. So that began when I really started promoting Legendary Marketer as an affiliate through TikTok. There was a day where it was between 15 and 20 signups in a single day from this app. So I am a massive believer, whether you're doing affiliate marketing, whether you just want to grow your brand and get your face out there, whether you're doing, even if you're doing like e-com or something, I don't really care what your business is. I've seen so many different people have success, or maybe even driving to YouTube, have success by using TikTok, that I am a massive believer and proponent. So the first question I always get is, why should I do it? What's it actually going to do for my business? And the second question is, what do I post? So this is what I asked if I could talk about a little bit today. I want to give you the exact strategy that I use to create content on TikTok. And I want to make maybe a little bit of a bold promise that I think I can give you a strategy that will allow you to develop 100 to 150 pieces of content, or at least the idea for your content, in the course of about an hour or an hour and a half. I sat down Saturday and tested this out, and I created just under 300 content ideas in the course of an hour. So it got me pumped. I think I'm really, really excited about it. So guys, let me know. The one thing that I'm going to ask of you, if I'm going to give my gold away, the 2 things I want to ask of you guys is this. First, I need your engagement in the chat. I want you guys to brainstorm with me a little bit, because all of our businesses don't look alike, and I need you to be thinking. The second thing is, Matt already said, I need to encourage you guys to take notes. I want this strategy to start formulating in your brain, and it's going to make your time on TikTok significantly easier. So if you're willing to do that, hit that. Just let me know yes right in the comment. Like, if you're willing to engage with me and you're willing to take notes, let me know yes right there in the chat. Man, I'm just on the Zoom side and it's blowing up.
That's a lot of yeses.
Whew, let's do it, ladies and gentlemen.
You ready?
That gets me more excited than I already was. All right, so the first thing I'm going to ask you guys in the chat, wherever you are, even if you're watching the replay, hashtag replay and give me these responses. I want to ask you 3 questions. I want you to let me know the answers there in the chat. Number 1, what's the name of your brand? Whether it's a personal brand and just your name or a business brand, what's the name of your brand? What is the mission statement of your business? And what is the primary place you are putting out content right now? So answer those 3 questions for me. What's the name of your brand? What's the mission statement of your business? And where is the primary place you are putting out content right now? Blow up the chat with those 3. I'll give you all just a second because I know that's going to take just a minute. The name of your brand, your mission statement for your business, and what is the primary place you are putting out content right now. Guys, if y'all don't mind, I'm going to share my screen real quick. I think Matt said he wouldn't mind. So let's see if I can deliver on that ridiculous promise. How to create 100 to 150 content ideas for TikTok, and it'll take you maybe an hour to 2 hours. All right, so I see it coming in here in the chat. So the first step, this is where I want to ask you guys to start taking notes. The first thing that I want to implore you to do is, number 1, keep your mission statement of your business the focus of what you do on TikTok. 90% or more of what you create on TikTok needs to be in line with your business and the mission of who you are, whether it's personal branding or business branding. And the reason I say this is because you're about to see content from me, from Matt, from Dom, and from Jonathan. And if you just watch us, you might just start saying, oh, I just want to copy the content they're doing, which I don't care. You're welcome to, but your business and my business probably look very different. So I'm going to implore you guys to when we're going through this whole strategy, think about what is the primary focus of my business and keep that mission statement in front of you the entire time. Let me move this chat over so I can make sure I can see it. Sorry, guys, give me just a second so I can. All right, so you've already shared where you're putting out the majority of your content. The second thing I want to ask you guys is to list 3 types of content you are putting out, 3 categories of content. Go ahead and throw that in the chat for me. What are 3 types or 3 categories of content you are putting out? And I'm going to show you guys a little bit of what I'm talking about here. So I told you I sat down and came up with a ton of TikTok ideas the other day. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So I'm talking about list 3 categories there in the chat of types of content you put out. So I made this the other day, the types of content that I'm going to produce for TikTok. So I want to do financial education content. So that is budgeting, that's debt prevention, that is stocks, that is real estate, whatever. So financial education is one category. Make money online is another category. I'm a huge fan of reselling. So I make a lot of reselling content. As was already mentioned, I'm a youth pastor, and a lot of my business is around Christians achieving financial freedom. So putting out content about what does the Bible say about money, business quotes, business advice, real estate, duets, and then some other stuff as well. And I even did a series, a 20-day countdown of the best side hustles. So see, these are some of the categories of content that I had. So if you haven't already, drop it there in the chat. What are the types or the categories of content that you are currently producing? So the 3 categories of content you are currently producing. But the third step is going to be to turn the content that you have already created into TikTok ideas. Now, for most of you, this is 5, 10, 15, 20 pieces of content that you're ready to produce today on TikTok because you've already been putting out content. So take your favorite Facebook post, take your favorite YouTube videos, take your favorite Instagram post or blog post, take that idea and prepare that as a TikTok. I mean, for most of you, that's anywhere from 5 to 50 pieces of content right there in the outset. So once you've done that, go ahead and under those categories you've already created, start making a note of those content ideas that you have already created. Now, I want to ask you this. If I was sitting down and brainstorming with you one-on-one right now, I would ask you this question. Do you know at least 3 competitors in your niche? Like, could you list right now, yes or no in the chat, could you list 3 competitors who are in your niche? Let me know in the chat. Could you list 3 competitors by name who are people who are within your niche? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so a lot of you can, a few of you can't. Well, this is going to be a big part of the strategy, understanding people who are creating content in those same categories that you are. So I want to start with this. There's a massive debate on TikTok about stealing content. But to me, there's really two categories. You can put out creative content, or you can put out, forgot the name of educational content. So when it comes to educational content, facts are facts. There's just not like, if I'm making a video about how to make money with rev.com, there's only so much you can do when it comes to creation. So when it comes to educational content, you want to put your voice and your spin on it, but I don't really want to like do something crazy unique. When it comes to creative content, that's where I'm not a huge fan of straight stealing people's stuff. But we're going to take ideas of what people are doing and implement it within our own business. So I thought about doing a screen share here, but truthfully, it's just going to take more time, and I want to let these guys get, I know they have a ton to talk about. So when you come to the app, if you need to find your competitors, all you need to do is search hashtags. And Jonathan's going to talk more about hashtags, but say your category of content is make money online. You literally search make money online in the search bar, and then you start following all these people who are doing make money online content. Maybe you want to do personal finance hashtag, and then start following all the people who are creating that same type of content. So we're going to find our competitors here on TikTok, and we're going to follow them, and we're going to watch their videos. So again, I thought it would be cool to do this by showing my phone, but it's just super laggy when I do that. So I've implanted some of my competitors straight into this PowerPoint. So this idea of following your competitors, one of my competitors is a guy by the name of Humphrey Yang. Now, early on, we were doing very similar content. Now he's kind of gone, and he does a lot different categories. But look at this page right here. On this page, I can immediately tell you about 4 of these videos that fall within the categories that I want to talk about. He does one on taxes on stocks. That's within personal finance and talking about money. So that's one that I would love to do. How Airbnb will affect rental prices. That's within one of my categories. So that's a topic that I would talk about.
Hey, Jake.
Yes, sir.
What we're seeing is your Evernote still. Is that what we're supposed to be seeing?
Sorry, let me jump back.
No worries.
I
just wanted to double check.
All right, let's jump back to the PowerPoint.
Cool.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, all good.
All right.
Yep.
So those were the points I was putting out, and I'll be back to this page in just a second. So here's Humphrey Yang. And just looking at this page, I can tell you 4 content ideas that I would immediately implement into my business. So Taco Bell, not one of my categories, not a video I need to watch. How much a VHS tape costs to own today, not one of my categories. I'm not going to look at this one. But let's take this video, taxes on stocks. And what I'm looking to do is just to take the idea and then to make a note of it.
If you bought 100 shares of Apple last week at the weekly low, $250.10, and then all of a sudden 4 days later you sold it off at the weekly high of $258.46, you make a profit, and you'd also have to pay something called.
To me, that's all I need. As soon as I see those words, capital gains tax, I'm making a note that I'm going to do a video on capital gains tax, or maybe this is a possibility of a video I will do. Some other examples. This is a guy who has incredible business and marketing content that he puts out. So just looking through this page on his profile without looking at a single video, I can tell you some of these videos just don't apply to me. The ones about free vector and graphics, it's not one of my categories. Free images, videos, and music, not one of my categories. But those marketing hack videos he does, I love talking about marketing strategy. So these are some that I'm going to watch, and I'm going to make a note of just the idea of what he's talking about. So I'll watch the free Instagram hashtag tool. And as soon as he mentions the tool, I'll take that tool and make a note of it on my Evernote document. Here's another one. This guy uses a strategy of kind of like a whiteboard and shows you what he's doing on his whiteboard. So he's a really easy one to get ideas from. He talks about McDonald's upsell. So like McDonald's funnel. That's an awesome idea that I could talk about. And again, the strategy becomes very simple. Like looking at these pages, just from these screenshots alone, I could give you 10, 15, 20 content ideas alone in the course of like 5 minutes. So if you begin to do this for an hour, guys, it's not a stretch to get 100, 115 content ideas. But here's where it gets serious to me, because a lot of you use your competitors to get content ideas. That's not new. And a lot of you are saying, Jake, okay, that's a waste of time. I'm doing that anyways. But here's where this idea becomes unique with TikTok. So you've taken this idea But instead of that idea being one specific video, I'm going to argue that it should be two. That you take this singular TikTok idea and that you create that idea into two separate videos. So for example, I'm going to go back to rev.com. Maybe for my first video, I take my phone, I point it at my computer screen, and I say, you're going to go to rev.com, you're going to click this and this and this, and this is going to be the result. And then I take my phone and I walk outside and I get some good scenery behind me. I do more of like a talking head video. And here's why this is interesting. Because on average on TikTok, even the people who follow you, even the people who love your content will only see 1 out of 7 of your videos. Think about that. People who love your content will only see 1 out of 7 of your videos. Go to Gary Vee's page and you will see about 3 topics and about 100 videos on those 3 topics: gratitude, empathy, and kindness. It's literally the same content because he recognizes that you might only see 1 or 2 pieces of content out of 10, 15, or 20 posts that he makes. So I've taken this one piece of content. So say we've gone through the strategy that we just talked about. We looked at our competitors. We came up with 50 pieces of content in the course of an hour. Well, now we're going to take that 50 pieces of content and create it in 2 different formats and 2 different styles. So now we have 100. But here's what I'm going to suggest to take that even one step farther, is use those 2 videos that you've created as a split test. So a split test simply means that I'm going to post the first video today. I'm going to post the second video in about 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks later, I'm going to see which one performed the best. I'm going to save that video and then I'm going to repost it. Again, because people are only seeing 1 out of 7 videos you post, and reposting your videos is a super normal thing on TikTok. So if you use that strategy, you create 50 people, or you have 50 content ideas, you double those content ideas and make them into 2 separate videos, and then you split test those 2 videos. 1 piece of content or 1 content idea turns into 3. 50 content ideas turn into 150. So as you get started on the app, as you start thinking about strategies, you're going to come up with a lot more ideas that you want to create. But this can become kind of just your vault of never-ending content for when you run out of ideas. So all that being said, I'll pass it over. The last thing I want to say is whether from this suggestion or whether from anything you get out of this video, let me encourage you, like if you make your very first video within the next 24 hours, let me ask you guys to go down into the comments, tag me at Jake3, just because I would love to watch your first video. I would love to like it, to comment on it, to give you a little bit of engagement boost in the very beginning, and just to encourage you guys in any way I can. So do me that favor, tag me at Jake3 in your very first video, and I'd love to check it out. Thanks, guys, for the opportunity to share that.
Hey, what are you watching? Isn't this just for like high school kids? You want me to download it? It's going to be a cold day in hell before I do that. That was great. Well, what was that on? TikTok? Yeah, I didn't know that. What did I get myself? Come on, I've been working on this dance for an hour. Can you get out of here so I can do my TikTok?
So that's basically your TikTok life from denial. I think I started using the app back in last year in September. Took a look at it. I thought, like Jake said, it was just for like kids and just dancing and just doing weird stuff. Deleted it. And then I think later November, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take another look at this. So I downloaded it again. December 1st, I started getting serious with it. And then, you know, maybe 2 weeks later, I had a video go viral, it's probably over like 150,000 views now. And once you get one of those videos, it's super addicting. You just want to keep creating content. I will say I have been sloughing off a little bit in the past couple weeks. So if you do start creating videos and you aren't getting views, I highly recommend at least 3 to 5 videos per day. Some of them take 5 minutes, some of them take 15 minutes. But as you can see here, you guys can see my phone here, right, with my profile?
We cannot.
Oh, you can't?
Yeah, we still see you, betcha.
I think you just need to do a new share on Zoom and change the app that it's. There you go.
How about that? Okay. So this is my basic profile, and I was going to go through kind of like setting up your profile properly. Jake was going to kind of go over more of the overarching kind of strategy for TikTok. So as you can see here, you have obviously your profile name up at the top. You can have multiple accounts. So in my case, I have multiple accounts, which I don't really touch the other one as much, just because it's really time consuming to actually, create these videos and comment on, if people are following you and stuff. So the next piece is obviously your profile picture. So again, it's all about branding yourself across social media. So if you have a profile picture on Facebook and LinkedIn, you want to bring that over to TikTok as well. Make sure it's like well lit. You don't want to have a poor quality picture, because if you actually go into, I'm just going to play one of these. If you do go into the comments, is it playing the sound? Yeah. So if you go into the comments, you can kind of see how your profile is going to stand out, how your profile picture is going to stand out from everybody's comments. So you can see some of these profile pictures are pretty poor. So you want to be able to stand out in those comments and stuff. So make sure you have doesn't have to be like professional, but make sure you have a nice quality picture, profile picture. And then the next piece, obviously, I'm going to go into the settings here and then go into, actually, you know what? Nope, I'm going to go into profile here. So this is where you can set your name and your username. So in my case, I'm using my Matt Steinman brand across all channels, all social media channels. So I'm going to carry that over. A lot of people, when you first sign up with TikTok, you get some really random, it says user and then a bunch of numbers after that. So you want to make sure that you change that, just because it looks a lot cleaner. You can actually like talk to somebody and mention their first name instead of just some random, hey, what's going on? The bio is very important. So in your bio, you want to talk about, as you can see there, you're only allowed 80 characters. So you have to be really specific. And I'm always testing this, always testing what works. If you go into the analytics, I'll show you that here in a second, but you can see how many people view your profile. And then, the traffic that you get from, on your legendary page, if you track your conversions and stuff, will kind of tell you the percentage of people going to your bio and then going over to your sales funnel. So I like to put my who up at the top, like who I am, what I do, funnel builder. Sometimes I change that to online marketer. Sometimes I point people, I put a little pointy emoji up to my YouTube video subscription, which I'll show you here in a second. But I would just test this. Different words resonate with different people when it comes to, this online marketing stuff, which is my primary focus using the app. And then the third line here is free video access. I actually have a link in my bio, which they now have clickable links. I don't know if everybody has them or not, but I have clickable links. So I use those little pointy emojis to go down to my profile. And as you can see there, it points straight down to my link. So they can kind of, visually see and hopefully click on that link.
Dude, I just want to state to everybody on the webinar real quick, that's really powerful. Because for the longest time that Jake and all you guys have been making sales on TikTok, you've never even had the option to have a link.
It's been so nice.
The first 2 months were all, like Jake said, putting those short links in there, the bit.ly links.
On the video, right? And then just showing. That's what I used to see Jake doing, was recording just holding his phone up to the slide or whatever on his computer.
Yeah.
So
It was terrible.
Yeah, a lot of people were doing that. Yep, go ahead, Dave.
I was just going to ask. So so you can actually put a link in, just for my clarity's sake, when you go in, or is that something that you're doing in your bio?
So yeah, if you see there, I just went into my edit profile and you see the website option there. I don't know if everybody has it or not.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Yeah, they were rolling it out the last couple of months. I think they're rolling it out to certain users. So
Yeah,
Um,
Dominic just said in the comments, you need at least 1,000 followers.
Yeah, I just
Oh.
got my clickable link last night. I just crossed 1,000.
Oh,
And
sweet.
it opened back up. So
Well, they
Yeah.
they did that on Instagram too. You know, to be able to swipe up, you had to have like 10,000 followers. So it probably is useful to at least show the strategy that you guys were using as well before you had that clickable link for those folks that don't have that clickable link. Just throwing
Yes.
that out there.
So I'm going to show you one video here that I think was my first one that really started getting signups through for the 15-day challenge. So this one right here, you can't see me pointing, obviously. I'm just going to click on it and then pause it. So this one, this kind of video, so this is kind of the cover photo, what people see when they actually are scrolling through. So when they see 84 out of 100 spots, they're like, what the heck's going on? You know, like, what is this guy doing? And then you go down to the description down in the lower left where it says, who's with me, using the hashtags which I'll let Jonathan cover those, the strategy for that. But if you just listen,
Hey, Matt, we can't hear the audio of that.
all right, well, what I'm basically saying is, you know, I have 84 out of 100 spots left, giving some, you know, people might, you know, use the FOMO, fear of missing out. So I think this video actually generated probably 30 to 40 builder challenge signups. So what I did is in the comments before I had the link in my bio, I think this video didn't have it. Yeah. Okay. So this one I put, you know, through the comments, people would either DM me or put comments here. What I basically did is I was testing out a few different things here. As you can see, they're kind of in the middle of my phone. It says link in my bio, talkvids.com, which was one of my old ones. I'm always be testing. So you can see inside my bio, talkvids.com. So usually what I did, I guess, before I didn't have the option to put the link in my bio, you can just put it on your screen like Jake was mentioning earlier. People can't copy it. They actually have to like type it into their browser. There's no like copy and paste option. So you have to give them a call to action when they do that. So point to it, say, you know, type this link out, go to your Chrome, go to your browser, you know, type this URL in and you can, you know, sign up for the challenge or whatever it was. So that video there is probably, you know, one of the ones that really took off. There was another one here I wanted to show you. So basically all my videos are around, you know, the online space, online marketing. They're all not about making money. A lot of them are, you know, digital marketing strategies, tools that I use online to help me, you know, find keywords and stuff like that. You can see here, yeah, some of these are like this one on the left has 221,000 views. Let's see here. So yeah, that's kind of the strategy that you want to use for your profiles. One thing I did miss here is you can see here right above in the middle there where it says funnel builder up. So usually I put a finger pointing up. I don't have any characters left in my bio. So I would point them right to the, so this is Instagram. I have both Instagram and YouTube. So if you click that on the bottom there, you can see it. It can either take you to Instagram or the YouTube channel. This actually helped me the first 2 months. I think I had 66 YouTube subscribers on December 1st. And I think I'm approaching 1,000 and I haven't posted a YouTube video on there in probably like a month or so. So it's a great way to drive traffic to Instagram. If you have a huge Instagram following, great way to drive people to YouTube, create a YouTube video on, you know, Legendary Marketer or whatever you want to do. Obviously you put all your description and your affiliate links in your YouTube videos. So that's just a couple different strategies that I've been using. It's kind of a high level overview, kind of the profile. One thing you do, if you are not already in TikTok, or if you are in TikTok, go into the 3 dots. Let me see here. I think it's under manage account. Yeah. So under your manage your account, you can see here, switch back to the personal account. I believe there's an option here to make it a pro account. So you want to make it a pro account. It's free. what that'll do is give you analytics into kind of your video views, your followers, your profile views. You can kind of see like your video views over the last 28 days. 850,000 views in 28 days. I was over like 1.1 million a couple days ago, but it's only a rolling 28 days. So imagine how long that would take you on YouTube. That would probably take you years to accomplish. And you can do that in TikTok within, like I said, I really started December 1st, starting pushing out content. So hopefully that helps a little bit. I don't know if you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat. And if not, even reach out to me afterwards. Love to help you guys. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's incredible, dude. Just throwing it out there. And I do agree with the fact that the opportunity to get views, to get eyeballs. At the end of the day, marketing is about getting eyeballs, and you got, I don't know if you guys really, who are listening in, really understand the value of getting 800, 900, 1 million views on a video. Like, it just, the opportunity to 1 million times. Guys, let's just let this sink in for a second. The opportunity to get 1 million people to hear your message. I don't give a if it's for 3 minutes or 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Matt, great work, dude. Great consistency to be able to do that in just 4 months. It's, you guys, I'm looking at your profiles having 40,000. I think you got 34. I think Jake's got 40,000 people following you. It's like an opportunity to be able to instantly become, like an Instagram influencer on, on TikTok, man. It's incredible.
It's basically, I think, where Instagram was probably 10 years ago, to where everyone's starting to jump on the platform. Obviously, everybody's at home right now. Everybody's downloading TikTok. Everybody's jumping on. It's, a lot of people are more consumers than they are creators.
Yeah.
But if you guys want to start creating a brand, start getting your name out there, it's a great way to, get your confidence up to creating videos. Like, even if it's a 5-second video, like, learn your voice, learn like what resonates with people. Just grab your phone and start doing it. It's awkward at first. Trust me. It's really weird, but you just got to do it.
Everything is, though. It's like, everything's awkward at first. I think people get into this and act like I tell people a lot. I said it. I used to say it more than I say it now. You started a business. You didn't get stupid. You didn't just all of a sudden wake up and now you're dumb. You've been surviving and figuring stuff out and trying things your entire life. And then people get into, online marketing, and it's almost like they just act like they've never figured something out before. So or they forget that things are always awkward. So I love that you said that, because everything's always awkward, including the very first thing you did in life, which was probably crawl your way up to your mother's, breast and begin to eat, to trying to, eat off of a spoon, to trying to walk in life. Everything is always awkward. And, but the payoff is obviously, we're healthy people who can walk, who can talk, who can, have this opportunity to be able to create a presence and a brand online and make money from your cell phone. This is actually true mobile profits. Like, I've probably, I'm not saying mobile profits haven't existed before, but you can't even really access TikTok through your desktop, can you? It's not even accessible.
You can look at a profile, but you can't really share. You can only look at one profile.
Yeah. So, nowadays you can access Instagram through, you upload IGTV videos on desktop. I don't even think you can upload them, but YouTube's primarily, people are uploading via desktop. You're not but TikTok is a 100% mobile app that is it's just real noble profits. So great content. I'm not going to take up more time kind of trying to paint the opportunity, but I just really, I want this to sink in for everybody here that's listening. I want you guys to continue doing this because the results they're proven, so.
Or pop to Jonathan.
Yeah,
Hey,
Jonathan.
and guys, I wanted to add too, as you're sitting here watching, just think about the power of this. TikTok is more downloads than Facebook Messenger, than Instagram, than YouTube. It is a more downloaded app than all of those. And you could go on and on about the apps at Snapchat, Netflix, Spotify, all of them. I think the only app that's more downloaded is WhatsApp. So this app it just has such an insanely powerful virality to it, and your ability to reach people around the globe in so many different pockets is nuts. So just keep that in mind. It not only is it easy and fast to get a lot of views, frankly, on your videos if you're consistent, way easier than YouTube, but also just you can use them in concert together and create a really powerful brand. So anyway, it's so freaking powerful. So Jonathan, take it away. Let's rock on some posting strategy and hashtags. And this probably is almost a little like SEO strategy.
Yeah. And that's what I like talking about. So first of all, Jake and Matt, you guys crushed it. Good job. To add to Jake real quick before I get started, he did mention you can create 100 to 150 posts at once. What you can do is you can, instead of posting it, you can draft it. So it kind of will hold it, and then you can schedule them out later. So that's kind of a strategy I do as well. So you can literally sit there for an hour and create content for like a month and just put them in your drafts and then post them, twice, 3, 4, 5 times a day, whatever you want. But just wanted to throw that out there. But as far as the strategy, I want to kind of talk about how the algorithm works and how you can stop someone from scrolling and get them to do something. So what's crazy is I started TikTok back in September, kind of when Matt started. I didn't really take it seriously. I grew my following a little bit. I was kind of just throwing stuff up there. And I saw Matt and Jake just crushing it. So I literally started getting serious with this in April. And since April, I checked this morning, I had about 1,200 visits to my legendary funnel and about a 40% opt-in, and then a ton of sales from that. Super cool. And basically, I want to talk about how you can get someone to stop scrolling, get them to do something. And if you don't have a link, I want to give you another option as well. So also, this strategy kind of goes into every social media platform. If you can understand how this works, and you can take this to Instagram or YouTube. So, basically, for every social media platform, the main goal of it is to keep people on the platform, right? So when Facebook first came out, when Instagram first came out, it was the same thing as TikTok. They would give you a ton of traffic. That's why people are getting so much traffic right now, because you got to understand, TikTok's trying to compete with Facebook and Instagram. So what they do is they give you a ton of traffic right now, okay? So, you got to kind of understand the way TikTok is going to, go into the future. They'll probably start running ads. It'll be harder to get organic traffic. That's going to happen no matter what. But right now, what we got to take advantage of is the traffic coming in. So I want to talk about this strategy. And the way it works is there's a For You page and there's a following page, okay? And the following page is people you follow, and, you can see, the videos they post, okay? Now, the For You page is the most powerful thing. This is where TikTok literally gives you people to watch videos. It's random people based on, who you like, who you engage with, stuff like that. So your main goal is to get into people's For You page. And the cool thing right now is I would say 90% of the people watching my videos are from the For You page. And I think that, Matt, Jake, and Dominic can probably say the same thing, that most of the views are coming from the For You page, okay? Now, there's a few ways to get in the For You page, okay? I want to talk about the actual strategy and the algorithm on that. So basically, let me see if I can share my screen here. Well, I'll share in a second, but basically everyone gets on the For You page right away. So let's just say you make a post and you post it. You're literally on the For You page right away. Now, here's the thing, okay? So it's called the back on Instagram as well. So let's just say you post a video, and within they're gonna show 100 people that video, okay? And if a certain amount of people engage, Then they're going to show it to another 500 people. If a certain amount engaged, they're going to show it to 1,000, then 10,000, 100,000. And if you can figure out what that algorithm is, then you'll start growing very quickly. I'm going to go into that. So let me share my screen here. I just want to kind of talk about the batch theory here. Let me share my screen. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Okay. So I talked about the batch theory on how that works. Okay. So they show it to a certain, like a small amount of people, and then it kind of goes bigger and bigger. Okay. So what I want you guys to think about is the point system. Okay. So when you post a video, basically a like is worth a point. If someone comments on your TikTok, it's worth 2 points. If someone gives you a follow based on that video, they give you 3 points. If someone shares that video, then they give you 4 points. If someone, you get 5 points if someone watches the whole video. So let's just say your video is 15 seconds and most people watch, the whole thing, like let's say 90% of people watch the whole video, you get 5 points for that. And the most powerful thing is if people rewatch it. Okay. So I want you guys to kind of think about that and kind of look at this graph here. And you guys might want to write this down. So obviously we want people to like our video. That's cool. And then you want people to comment. And then if you can get them to follow, share, and then if you get them to rewatch the video, then that's when you kind of go viral. Okay. So I want you guys to think about that as you're posting videos. So obviously you want people to share and rewatch. That's like the most powerful thing. Okay. So that is kind of how the point system works. Okay. Now I want to talk about hashtags and how they work. Okay. So what hashtags are, like, if you're not familiar with like YouTube or Instagram, and it's kind of similar as in you can rank for certain hashtags. Okay. And plus it tells TikTok who to show the content to. So for example, if you're doing content on how to make money online, then you would want to tell TikTok exactly what your video is about so they can show it to the proper audience, right? So I want you guys to, when you post a video, you can do you can have like a caption, and I'm going to show you an example here in a little bit. You can have like a quick caption, and then you can add some hashtags, okay? When you're writing hashtags, I think a lot of people make this mistake, okay? And I did this for years when I was on Instagram. People try to go for these crazy big hashtags, okay? So basically, it's kind of like SEO on YouTube. Like, let's just say you're on YouTube and you're trying to rank for a keyword like how to make money, right? That's a very, very hard keyword to rank for. Like literally millions of people are trying to rank for that. But if you do a longer tail keyword on YouTube, like how to make money online as a, stay-at-home mom in 2020, that's a longer tail hashtag. You have more chances of ranking, okay? I want you to take that concept and take that with hashtags, okay? So, for example, if you're doing a video on how to make money online, most people might do like hashtag money, hashtag cash, hashtag, PayPal, whatever. These really short tail hashtags are super competitive. Okay. Now I want you guys to kind of look at this and maybe take a screenshot, write this down. This isn't like set in stone, but this is kind of what I found. Okay. So if you have under 1,000 followers, I want you to target hashtags between 10,000 and 250,000 views. Okay. And basically I wrote out some hashtags for you guys. I actually did this right before this started. And so let's just say you have under 1,000. Okay. You would want to do something like this: affiliate marketing for beginners, or how to start an online business. I think this one was misspelled or something like that. Or no, this is just a longer tail. And then, this one right here, online business, even though this is a kind of misspelled, it's still within that range of 45,000 views. Now, like this one has 93 million. You're not going to rank for that, especially if you're just starting out. So I kind of want you guys to understand that and look at, this is kind of the rules I use for me. Okay. So when I was under 1,000 followers, I would shoot between hashtags between 10,000 and 250,000 views. Over, between 5,000 and 10,000, 250,000 to a million views. And then over 10,000, you can go a million and above. That's kind of the general rule. I mean, it's not set in stone. This is kind of just something you want to start thinking about as you're writing hashtags. Okay. So let me just give you an example of that. Okay. And I give you guys an example, like in the affiliate marketing niche here. So for affiliate marketing, there's 8.8 million. That's super hard to rank for. So you'd want to go shorter. Okay. And also, here's some stuff for YouTube if you're looking to target like the YouTube niche, okay? But let me just show you some examples real quick, okay? So you can see here, I have a caption. Can you guys see that? It's a little hard, but it says ready to begin online business. And then I have, hashtag start your own business, hashtag start your business, hashtag, online business tips. So that's kind of the strategy. And that basically what this does is it tells TikTok what your video is about so they can show it to the right people. And if you can get on the For You page, that's when it becomes very powerful. And you start thinking about the batch theory, right? So I'm going to go back to this graph here, okay? You start thinking about the batch theory. You show this video, you show your content to the right people, and they're going to like the video. They're going to comment. And if it's an educational video, they're going to share it because people love to share educational videos. So for example, I might do a video on how to do affiliate marketing in 60 seconds, which you can do on TikTok. You can do a quick video, give them a ton of value within that 60 seconds, and people will share content. And as you can see, this is where it becomes really powerful. So I want you guys to kind of take the hashtag method and then think about the batch theory and how the point system works. If you put all those together, you can start getting a ton of traffic, okay? So I kind of want you guys to think about that. And once you understand that, now we're sharing our content to the right people, but how can we get them to stop scrolling, to listen to us, and to follow us, or to have a call to action? So I want to kind of talk about that real quick. Let me see here. Okay, so this is kind of like, I'm sure you guys have heard of this before, but hook, story, offer. This is literally like the most basic thing that most of you probably heard, but it's the most important thing that I've really been implementing in the last few months, okay? So if you can figure out all those things and you get in front of the right people, now you got to hook them, right? So you want to hook them with a good headline. So if we look at here, feeling depressed and hated my job. I know now who exactly I'm talking to. I know who I'm trying to speak to. So obviously people that hate their job, that they're looking to make money from home, stuff like that, right? So I know who I'm talking to. So I have a good hook when they're scrolling. So you think about what they're doing, right? They're scrolling, watching, funny videos, whatever. And then they see this video, right? You want to stop them in their tracks, right? So you can see feeling depressed and hated my job. That's my hook. Another one here. During Corona, most are binge watching Netflix. It's relevant, coronavirus, obviously. So that's my hook, right? I get them to stop scrolling. Now, the second thing I want you guys to think about is now you want to give them value or tell them your story, okay? So, this is very basic stuff, but the power of telling your story is so, so powerful, okay? And what's crazy about TikTok is, like Jake was saying, a lot of people won't see all your videos. They'll see like maybe one video, and then they'll see your 7th video, and then they'll see your 10th video, whatever. So you want to stay congruent on your story. So for me, I talk a lot about my story, about quitting my job, being an electrical engineer, how I hated my job. And I'm very congruent on there. Okay. So I stop them. I give them a quick story, I tell them about basically my story. And then, or I give them value. Okay. You can either tell them story or give them value. So, I'll basically tell my story, or I'll show them like step-by-step how to post a YouTube video. Okay. So you can do one or two things on this step here. Okay. Now, I think a lot of people make this mistake is they don't have a strong call to action here. Okay. So at the end of your story or end of your value, give them a call to action. So for me, it's like, guys, click the link in my bio, go through I'm always promoting Legendary, go to the 15-day challenge, and let's get started. Okay. Give them a strong call to action. It's literally like, I see this happening even on YouTube. A lot of people have amazing content, but they don't have a strong call to action. You have to tell people what to do. They won't do it if you don't tell them. So I want to kind of talk about the call to action part though. So if you don't have a, what's it called? A link in your bio, this is what I was doing before. Okay. So I know Jake was doing like the link where he would take like a photo or a video of the link. You can do that. I do that as well. But another thing you can do, it gives you another option, is I tell people before I had the link in my bio. So I would say, guys, if you want to get started, go to my Instagram in my bio and DM me info, and I'll send you the link there. And that literally, if someone does that, like they're actually really qualified to leave TikTok, go to Instagram, DM you, and say info, right? So that's another thing to do as far as call to action, okay? So that's basically how the algorithm works from what I know and I've researched and what's working for me. Real quick, this is kind of a bonus tip here. I know Jake wanted me to talk about this. So real quick, I want to talk about viral sounds and challenges. So this is just a screenshot of this viral sound. Okay, so what a viral sound is, it's just basically music or someone just talking. And what you can do is you can basically make videos on top of that sound. And what that does is, think about the algorithm again. What is TikTok trying to do? Well, there's musicians trying to put their music on TikTok. So for example, if there's an artist, like up and coming artist trying to blast their music out, they're going to go on TikTok and, put their music on, right? Though TikTok wants to use them because they're paying the artists are paying TikTok to get their sound out. So what you can do is you can add this viral music, and like, let's just say you make a video, you want to add always like a popular sound or a popular song on there. That really helps with the algorithm. So if you can put all those things together, and if you know how to hook them and tell them a story and give them a call to action, you're going to get a ton of traffic. I literally, in the last 14 days, like over 1,200 visits to my funnel, ton of sales, ton of leads, and it's been good. So that's kind of how the algorithm works and stuff like that. So I kind of just went off. Hopefully that makes sense. Is there any questions? Let me see if there's a pop in the chat real quick.
That's awesome, man. That was.
Yeah, there was a lot of meat on that bone. There was a lot of meat on that bone for sure. I don't know that anybody has any questions. If you see some, you can certainly answer them. But there was a lot of meat on that bone for sure. There's been meat on all these bones. I mean, I think it was pretty clear. I love how you are, and you talked about this actually on our interview this morning as well, just about how you're taking advantage of the algorithm in optimizing for the search terms. And obviously on TikTok, it's those hashtags. I've always kind of personally been a marketer who's not been as focused on those details. I think it's your engineering brain.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Because yeah. I'm kind of a space cadet in the sense like I'm always just more, I'm just not as analytical. I'm not as I'm detail oriented. I've had to really teach myself how to do that, pay attention to details, be detail oriented. But if you are analytical like Jonathan, you have that part of your brain that works well, then focusing on those hashtags, those terms is extremely helpful. Long tail keywords on videos on YouTube, kind of same concept, instead of targeting online marketing, to target, online marketing, best way to use YouTube, or ask a question even on, that's a great SEO strategy, because most people use the search bar to ask questions more so than they do to make statements, right? So how can I use YouTube to make money as an affiliate, right? Would be a great longer tail keyword to target. I think I wanted to make one comment also on the hook story offer concept. I want you guys to remember, and this just goes back a second ago to somebody who said many 50-year-olds on TikTok. I saw that comment, and then you just started to run, Jonathan. But the best content I've actually seen on TikTok has come from people who are older than 50, who are just not afraid to loosen up and kind of inject humor into their videos. And of course, these have been more entertaining, where they're dancing and doing those kind of things. But I just wanted to say, guys, remember that while you're giving value, while you're targeting specific keywords and all that stuff, one thing I wanted to point out about what I've seen with Jonathan's content is it's also entertaining. There's that element of the fact that people want to be educated, but what they love, and if you can think about your experience with teachers, you would understand this instantly. Who is your favorite teacher? If any of you guys, everybody just think about, who is your favorite teacher of all time, right? Who is your favorite teacher? It was probably somebody who made learning fun, right?
Maybe there's a few of you on here that says I didn't like any of my teachers. That's okay. Or some of you guys are too foggy or too old. That's okay. I'm pretty much there as well. But if you can make learning fun, right? Adding that entertainment element, you're going to, and Jonathan, I think you do a good job with that. Do you have anything to say around that? Any advice or tips around kind of that topic?
Yeah, that's a great thing. TikTok's for sure. It's a weird platform where you kind of have to get out of your comfort zone. I'm naturally energetic. I'm crazy. So like, it's maybe hard for some people, but I think that really helps. Like just being really creative with it and, really trying to get out of that comfort zone. I know it's hard, but TikTok is a platform where people are crazy. They're dancing. You don't have to do that. I mean, really valuable content, you might be okay. I think the main goal is to get someone to stop scrolling. If you can really think about the first half a second, because they're scrolling fast, right? The first half a second, how can you get them to stop scrolling with a good headline, you doing something crazy or you saying, stop, something like that to get them to stop scrolling. Then it gives you that opportunity to give them either value or tell them your story, and then you give them a call to action. So, that's kind of my take on it.
Yeah. Dom is kind of a serial entrepreneur with a cool story. Used to do rental car stuff with like Uber and Lyft, and had his own business, closed that up. And he came into our community last month, in the month of March, participated in our Decade in a Day. I believe that one was on
March 27th.
March 27th. So we're talking 20 days ago. He started just blasting ads on Facebook to affiliate marketing offers. Before I knew it, and within 48 hours or something, maybe within the week,
I hit the 24-hour mark.
Yeah, hit a sale within
23 and a half hours. I'm sweating it.
Yeah, hit a sale within 24 hours, and then he started. He had $500 in commissions pretty quick after that, and then took that and he sent a little message or commented and said, then I just quickly jumped over to TikTok, shared what happened there, then people started pouring in. They're like, oh, I want to learn, how do I do that? How'd you start doing this in just a week? So anyway, Dom, thanks for coming on here. I just share a little bit about your journey and how fast that happened, because I was shocked a little bit by just the speed where you were like, yeah, I just signed 3 people up for the challenge the other day. And I was like, holy shit. So share a little bit about that. And did you find a babysitter for this?
Yeah, my wife actually came home early. She's upstairs. So now I'm on a good computer. I was in my kitchen last time.
All right. Rock on. Cool.
Yeah. So what was funny is I actually joined TikTok for the sole purpose of promoting Legendary. So I was on Facebook and I saw Matt and Jake talking about it in like November, December. And I've been trying to get the whole online marketing thing going for a little over 2.5 years. I've got a blog with 90,000 words on it, and it's getting like 4 people a day. And it's just, you keep pumping out content, but I really wasn't getting any traction. So I see Jake and I see Matt talking about TikTok, and that You Betcha video was exactly my thing. I said, isn't that just high school kids and college kids dancing around? And I looked at it and you get addicted. I said, and they're both have 40,000 followers, and their accounts are like 3 months or 4 months old. And I was like, okay. I mean, and I'm looking at the videos that they did, and it's like, these aren't as hard to produce as YouTube videos. I mean, the production value isn't, it's not perfectly edited. It's here, look at my phone, look here, go here. And I'm like, that's something anybody can do. So what I did was I actually went through both of their profiles and wrote down all of their videos that were getting the most views, the hashtags they used. And
can you share that with me?
My dude went undercover, bro. Undercover.
I did that I spent the Saturday. I went through Matt's profile, went through Jake's profile, and I was like, all right, so this is the type of content that people like.
I have to jump in. I'm just like itching right now. I just, for everybody watching this, if you guys ever wonder, like, is there a magic potion or is there a magic formula? Like, what do these guys do? They got a secret formula thing, weird nujitsu they're doing. What Dom did is just exactly what people do. Like, in terms of strategy, right? You always
went KGB on them, dude.
I mean,
CIA.
I went as far as I signed up on both of their lists. It went through both of their funnels. And I actually have a split test going. One's a Matt style funnel, one's a Jake style funnel, and it's right now neck and neck.
You can't keep up with me. I'm changing all the
I
time.
didn't steal.
All right, keep going. Anyway, for you guys
Anyway.
watching this, you don't have to make up all your marketing from nothing. Just watch what's already working. That's what popular brands do. They see human behavior and what's already working.
So yes, I mean this was all before I even really signed up for Legendary. Well, I signed up for Legendary. Somebody was doing the affiliate marketing book for the $1.99. And I said, hey, for why not? I'll buy it, stick it on the shelf. I'll get to it when I get to it. And sorry, Dave, I still haven't read it. But I ended up taking the challenge because I went to go sign up for an affiliate. And
Well, that's what we wanted you to do anyways. I mean, we were just using the book as bait. I mean, we wanted to get you in the challenge anyway. So mission accomplished for us, bro. Set that baby on the shelf.
So I actually took the challenge. I'm like, all right, it's been 15 days. I'll go through it. I knew it was just a lead magnet anyway. So I'm like, all right, let me kind of go through. And then it got to the business blueprints, and I got to those lessons, and I recognized almost everybody in the testimonials. Yeah, I saw Jonathan on there. I saw James Neville Taylor. I saw there was like everybody who broke out in 2019 was a product of the blueprints. So I sat there and I was like, I can just kind of go through this and do what I've been doing and not really have any success, or invest in the blueprints and hopefully be someone who breaks out in 2020. And part of the reason I took that was the decade in a day, because I was getting kind of close and I didn't really have the last tumbler in the lock. So I took decade in a day, got the done for you copy, done for you funnel, done for you ad, and ran it. And I just trusted what Matt said, trusted what my coach said, and just did it, because a big thing that I struggled with was coachability. I mean, I was the kid in school who didn't do any of the homework, didn't study for the test, and still got a 95. So everything just kind of came easier, and I knew it better than most people. And that doesn't account for anything in online marketing. So I was like, I'm gonna swallow my pride, just do what my coach tells me. And guess what? I had a result quickly. So that's a lesson. Anyone who's kind of struggling, if you're good at everything else outside of marketing and you're struggling with marketing, it might be, I call it reverse imposter syndrome. I'm sitting there going, versus people go, well, what if they realize I don't know what I'm doing? I know it better than that guy. Why aren't I getting the result? Now put that aside. Did the decade in a day, and then I'm like, all right, let me jump on.
Love this raw honesty, by the way, dude.
Yeah, that's integrity is honesty. So I got on, and I lost what I was into with this. Oh, so I'm like, well, how am I going to be different on TikTok? Because I have a bunch of, I don't want to say stolen content, but I got a bunch of modeled content, and everyone's going to be getting $1,200 from the government. I said, let me do a narrative approach to encourage followers. And let's see if I can build an affiliate marketing business using the coronavirus check that everyone's gonna be getting in about 3 weeks. Because how many times do we have people go, oh, I want to start a business, but I have no money. So you're getting handed $1,200 in 3 weeks. I'm gonna give you a blueprint to follow. Watch me live. I'll build it here. And I know it's gonna work because I knew decade in a day worked. I was just gonna do the same thing that I learned there. So my second ever TikTok was just kind of the setup, and that went 7,000 views. And I mean, this was the one. Can I share my screen here for a second? Let's go.
Yeah, you should be able to.
Yeah. All right, hold on. Let's kind of drag this over here. So this is my account. This is on desktop. So this is kind of what you get. You can't really like or follow anything. You just kind of see it. But my second one here, my first one was actually just me driving in my Jeep, telling people what I was going to do. And I got 329 views, which I was still kind of shocked about because it was the first post on a first account. And then the next one. So if you guys missed my last post, I'm actually trying to build an affiliate business using nothing but the coronavirus check. So here's day one.
This is gold.
Because you can't just do this business without any kind of software. First off, I deposited $1,200 into a checking account, which I will be drawing from through the course of this experiment. If you have no idea what you're doing, I highly recommend you pick up some training. This 15-day challenge is only $7. We're going to need a super cool domain name, which you can actually pick one up. Not too bad. Most of them are under $10 for a year. We need an email service so that we can automatically follow up with all of our customers. This one starts at $15 a month, and they give you a month free. We also need a website and funnel builder so that we can send people to the product pages when we want them to buy. So this one here is actually $19 and gives you a 2-week trial. Lastly, we need to track our links. This one's free. So that post got so many views, and I was shocked. I woke up to like 75 followers the next morning, and I was like, all right, I might be onto something here. And that initial hit was such a dopamine rush, that early success. It's like, all right, I can do this. So then I sat down, got out my notebook, and I started batching stuff because I'm like, I'm going to have the narrative approach that people are probably going to want to follow along and keep with. I didn't know that what Jake said about having the 1 in every 7 videos. So I thought if someone followed, you're going to see all their stuff. But it also kept me accountable. And also if someone wanted to go back, they can go and watch all my videos, which people do when I get a string of a bunch of likes in a row. But the next one, to Jonathan's point with the viral sound and viral meme, my 4th video got 1,500 views, and I just used the Trump meme.
It may get bigger, it may get a little bigger, it may not get bigger at all. We'll see what happens. But regardless of what happens, we're totally prepared.
I didn't say a word in that video, and it got 1,500 views.
I love that one, dude. I did that one as well. That one's perfect.
That's a great sound. And it was all about, I've noticed that TikTok is all about viral trends and being silly because everyone's kind of in the Wild West phase. No one really knows what works. Everyone's trying to figure it out. And if something hits, it goes viral. I mean, you can see my first couple posts. I mean, they're all up over 1,500 views. And let me see if I can pull. I mean, that's my analytics from yesterday. In 2 weeks, I'm at 45,000 views. And that would probably take me 6 months to do on YouTube, if I even got there.
It's like the difference between smoking weed and smoking crack, man. I mean, just had to throw that out there. It's like one or drinking a 6-pack or taking a shot. You know what I mean? They're both going to get you there. But I mean, one's just going to get you there a lot faster. So anyways, that's my contribution to this segment, Dom. I don't know if it was useful or not, but.
No, but it absolutely. And like talking about being real, I talked about my worst day of my rental car business when half of my fleet got totaled in 24 hours. I kind of tried to throw a rock at the guru a little bit saying that, they're going to show you the watch and the Bentley. And I'm going to tell you, look, it's not all sunshine and roses. And that actually did pretty well. I got a lot of followers from that video too. And it's just being consistent. I've noticed let me bring back my views here, is being consistent with it. I actually took my first day off here and the views dropped off. So if you stop feeding TikTok, TikTok will stop feeding you is what I've noticed. So I did start batching a couple of videos, and because they're so short, Monday night I did like 12 videos in 2 hours. And I've just been batching them out all week, 2 to 3 hours apart to kind of have that slow burn. I'm going to pull up the chat here. So that's, like I said, and also I started testing things here too. And I've noticed that TikTok likes laser-focused content. I started putting some car stuff out there. Maybe I can kind of reach outside my niche and grab some people from there. And that also plummeted my views. So as soon as I went back to like the make money online marketing content, the views went right back up. Shelly, did you part 1? I didn't do part 1, part 2. I did day 1, day 2, day 3, and I lost count on a couple of them when I was off. So I just kind of stopped doing it. I just would say go back and watch the rest of them. But
Dom, do you want to take some questions now? Because I've actually seen some pretty good ones, but I didn't want to interrupt.
No, it's fine. I was watching the chat light up, and I was kind of rambling on. But yeah, I'll take questions.
Well, there's just a couple of good ones that came through. One was about are there copyright issues on TikTok like there are on other platforms? Like I think YouTube's the worst. Like if they actually have a robot, an AI that picks up, whereas Instagram, it's not that big of a deal. Do you know what the copyright sound what does it look like on TikTok?
I can't speak to that intelligently.
Anybody know?
Yeah, my understanding is if you get it from TikTok, it's okay.
Yeah, don't bring anything in from outside TikTok. There's all all the sounds that you need are inside TikTok. None of those are copyrighted.
Yeah.
How about that Trump sound? You guys got that right off of TikTok, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
They want you
I
to-
don't
they
grab
want you to
anything
use the
from
sounds.
outside.
Okay. Well, that answers that question, and that makes it also really easy. Somebody else said, Zanette said, if you guys were to predict what percentage of the people watching this would take action after this epic webinar, I would probably say doesn't really relate to. I'd probably say 10 to 15%. I mean, and I'm challenging you guys on the webinar, right? That's a little bit of a challenge. So if you get motivated by a challenge, but I'm going back to a previous. Actually, no, I'm going to give you guys the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say 20 to 25% because 10 to 50% actually finished a 30-day challenge. Okay. Back before Jonathan and I were talking about that this morning. So, the real question is this, and I think Dom, I'd actually like you maybe to speak to this.
Okay.
The real question is not how many people are going to take action off of this webinar, because I'm probably wrong there. Probably a significant amount of more people than even 25, probably damn near 100% of people will take action immediately off of this webinar. The real question is how many people will stick with it. So Dom, what has been your because I mean, I don't know if you've struggled with inconsistency in the past, but how do you stay consistent, man? Is it a mental thing? Is it planning your day and structure and accountability? What's your strategy?
For me, what's been keeping me consistent with TikTok is, one, I'm having a lot of fun with it, which I never thought I would. And then two, it was that first initial success. That 7,200 view video out of the gate really lit a fire, and that really got me excited, that little dopamine hit. And then probably I sold my first challenge 3 days after starting it, and I got that email, and I'm like, all right, I'm on to something. Like, that's it. It's on. I stopped drafting blog posts. I stopped posting in my Facebook group. I said, this is just TikTok. I'm going to build this. And I knew that because I didn't have that clickable link, I saw Matt and I saw Jake had them. I was like, how do I get that clickable link? So I became the beta tester, and then I found out that you have to have a certain number of followers to get that. So I try to use the Bitly. I like the short links, but they're case sensitive. I don't know how many people tried to type in, and because I capitalized the D in days for my 15 days.
I was actually going to make a comment about that earlier. If you guys are out there for your calls to action, your verbal calls to action, just go out and find a really, really easy link. I mean, it's like infomercials have worked for 25 plus years because they just are, they only play for 15 seconds or 30 seconds, but it's a domain that somebody can remember. Like My Pillow is one of my favorites. I mean, you don't think that guy sold millions of freaking pillows? You're crazy. You know how an ad's been successful? It's continuing to run. So pick a domain that is easy for somebody to remember. If you say it 1 or 2 times or 3 times in a video, or if they see it flash across the screen, and even then you add it to your bio when you get that feature, and it's just your domain. If it's simple enough, if it's easy enough, people can remember it. And it's just dommoney.com or whatever it is. I mean, workwithdom.com, anything that's super easy to remember is what I would recommend you guys use as a domain to your bridge page funnel, or wherever you want to send people, just in general.
Yeah. I mean, and keeping with that small link. Now, none of these, I don't think most of these aren't from the clickable link, but from just having that short. I have the one here. I'm pointing to my screen like you guys can see it. But this is the one that I've been sending to, the 15-days with the capital D. That's been the most hit link. I mean, 39 times, and that's people manually typing it in 2 weeks. That was actually 31 this morning. So I've had 8 people today since I've had it clickable. And then some of these other links, I tried to grab every 15 days that I could, so it didn't matter how people typed it in, as long as they could remember the 15 days. But it's powerful. Like I forget who said it. the amount of traffic that you get out of the gate is awesome. I mean, I've actually sold 3 challenges, 2 playbooks, 1 copywriter playbook, and one of those people took a bunch of upsells. So I think I'm at almost $200 in commissions in 2 weeks doing this. Just taking just the action and having that simple link that people can remember.
Right.
Because it's not go here, make a bunch of money / XYZ. No one's going to type that in.
I think we got to also, I mean, like, I'm so thrilled that you had that video that had 7,000 views as your second video, but I also want to tell people that, like, just count on not having that happen. You know what I mean? If you build yourself a contingency plan for your expectations, you lower them down a little bit and kind of get into it for the long haul, then you're going to have much better results. I mean, if you happen to hit the jackpot like Dom did on his second video, awesome. But just, I wanted to throw that out there. It doesn't mean if your first 10 videos don't get a couple of hundred, like, that doesn't mean that this is not something that can work for you. You need to just keep tweaking your content. You need to model as Dom. I think one of the things that I want to extract to make sure that people had, picked up on that you said was that research phase. I think a lot of people go into creating content overlooking the research phase. And the research phase is so important, man. It's so important. And your research phase, as Matt eloquently pointed out, was not very glamorous. I mean, it doesn't have to be glamorous, and it doesn't have to be super secretive, and you don't know anything that I don't know that the next person doesn't know. It's about just going in and saying, okay, how can I model after stuff that's already working? You know what I mean? So guys, take a couple of extra minutes or hours to do some research. And by research, I mean just click these guys. All of these guys have talked about and given tips about how to do research. They're going and looking at other people's stuff. And I've said this about YouTube for the longest time. And it's kind of like, without just coming out and saying copy, because that's not what I'm saying, but I'm like shouting it from the rooftops. Go to people's channels, click and search by their most popular videos, and let them do the work for you. Let other people blaze the trail. It's not a diss on how capable and smart you are. It's that you're smart by letting other people tell you what topics are going to catch fire or are already catching fire. You know what I mean? So, Dom, do you want to talk just or kind of get a little bit more detailed about, because I'm actually interested in your kind of batching. I know a couple of you guys talked about that, but just the idea that you can create 15 videos in 2 hours and the ease of this is a lot different than doing videos on YouTube. So what does that process look like? Like if you had your wife is like, okay, I'm going to take the kid for 2 hours. You got 2 hours. Like, what do you sit down, in a nutshell, step by step, where do you start and how do you go about that?
Got it. Yeah. So, I mean, the batching for me has been a big thing. Just because my time is limited. My wife works 9 to 5. Me and my wife, we don't want to put our daughter in daycare. So I actually am a stay-at-home dad during 9 to 5 hours. I work during her nap time, and then after dinner is when I'll kind of start and work and create videos and work on my online business. And having TikTok, again, being such short 15 to 60 second videos, I'll kind of sit there. I have I've got my list of what works. And I've just been going down one that seems cool, checking that one off. So I'm not sitting there thinking for a few minutes to go, what am I going to create next? I go, oh, look, hey, my Google Trends video, that one blew up. People like that. So I'll make my Google Trends video. It takes 30 seconds to shoot because it's not YouTube. People want to be raw. They want to hear you kind of stumble and be a real person. And as long as you can just get the content out there clearly. It doesn't have to be polished. I'll shoot the thing in 30 seconds and then spend another 2 minutes getting the text bubbles over it and then put it in drafts. Go to the next one. The Q prompter, that was another tool that I came across. Let me do that video and kind of went through and it was the same thing. And the hashtags, again, I have the list of the hashtags that were on the most viewed videos. And when I go in, TikTok will kind of prompt you as to what's trending. I've been testing with trying to put one that's been trending, and it doesn't seem to make a huge difference. So if you really want to have the hashtags, I think that were, relevant to the niche. But as far as just batching them out, again, they take a minute to 2 minutes a piece to make. I get them all together and then load up that drafts folder. And then as I'm sitting on the couch or, chasing my daughter around, I'll go in the drafts folder and just hit post. And it goes out at 11 o'clock in the morning when I'm running around or, I'm making lunch or I'm doing something like that. So it looks like I'm posting round the clock, but meantime, I just spend 2 hours on a Monday night and I'm good till today. And that's been a huge plus as feeding the algorithm when it wants to be fed and also having a life.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I love that, dude, that you're building something from scratch while still being able to be a dad and it's in doing this super part-time. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
One thing that I want to say, and then we'll kind of move towards wrapping up, is that, guys, and this is going to be my final wrap up words, and then I'll pass it over if anybody has anything else they want to share as just kind of sending off one last tip, or, hey, you can give out, we'll go back around the fire here and you can, tell people what your handle is on TikTok, and then we can wind this baby down. So I'm going to just go ahead and give you my closing thoughts. Guys, my closing thoughts are is that now all of a sudden, if you guys want to move towards maximizing each and every second of your time, then move from sorry, I was trying to unpin your video there, Matt. But move from consumers to creators. That means that when you have a few extra moments on your phone, that typically you would bring up Facebook and just scroll, or you would bring up any other social media platform and just scroll if you gotta scroll because you've got scroliosis, like so many people out there do, including me sometimes. But scroll with a purpose, right? Scroll with a purpose. Head over to TikTok and scroll through TikTok from the eyes of a creator versus a consumer, and go look for ideas. Go surf other people's, follow people that do the same kind of content as you do in your niche. And when you see a video that's taken off, screenshot it. Screenshot the title, right? Use your there's a little feature in iPhone, if you have an iPhone, that will allow you to record the screen. You could record a video, right? If you wanted to document that, so you could go and do a video on that topic later on. But my point is that my wife has realized this about me, that I got my phone in my hand up to my face. I really do a lot more than I want to. And I try not to have it in my face, in my hand, when I'm around my family, around my kids. Matter of fact, my 3-year-old won't really let me. She wants my attention, but and I don't want to have it. But when I am scrolling, I'm typically scrolling with a purpose. I'm looking at ads. I'm not on Facebook because I'm looking to see what Aunt Betty's doing, although that's great. I'm glad she's doing well. I'm actually scrolling, looking at ads. I'm looking at stuff. I've trained my brain and my eyes now to see the world through a marketer's view instead of through a consumer's view. So all of you guys going off of this webinar today, the way that you're going to take action, the way that you're going to be consistent, the way that you're going to be successful is to not fit your business into your life, especially at the beginning, but it's to fit your life into your business. You know what I mean? Like, make them one and the same. When you're off and you're scrolling, make use of that time by going to TikTok and following people that are going to give you ideas and feed your creativity, so you don't have to, when you sit down to actually record or it's time to do that, you're not working with a blank slate. You've already taken all that time to come up with ideas all throughout the day. And also make sure that when you have an idea, that you jot it down, man. Use the note section of your phone and jot down ideas. All right. Guys, incredible work, though. Thank you so much for contributing and coming on. Does anybody have any? Let's go around the horn, and we'll start just in the flow that we did, and then Matt, you can wrap us up at the end. Who did we start out with? Jake, just one last word where they can find you on TikTok. And guys, thank you so much. This will be it from me. And as always, be legendary.
Thanks. Dave, can I just tag onto your screen recorder real quick? If anyone's an Android user, there's an app called X Recorder. I don't know if you guys can see that. X Recorder will actually give Androids the ability to record a screen. So I was struggling with that for a while, and I found that I think 3 days ago, and it's been awesome.
Yeah, you can find me at Jake the 3. I'll drop it in the comments right there or in the chat right there. Just be consistent. I mean, just get used to posting. I told you all the story of the one video I posted $1,000 overnight. I haven't touched that piece again since January 6th, and it has collected $8,000. So a beauty, an incredible thing about TikTok is they will continue to recycle it as long as you are consistent. So get started today and just keep creating content. It becomes a lot of fun, and you will get addicted.
Yeah, that's one big thing I wanted to mention too, as kind of Dom was going through his, is just because your video that you posted yesterday isn't taking off, getting any traction, keep it there. Do not delete videos, because I think from what I've seen, it actually hurts you. They can pick that video up 2 months down the road and it'll start getting views. I'm getting a ton of traffic right now on videos that I did a month ago. So don't get discouraged by numbers right away. Just keep posting, keep posting. I would recommend 3 to 5 videos per day, just starting off. That's going to get, and be consistent with it. You have to make sure you're consistent. Don't do 5 one day, 1 the next day, 10 the next day. Just be consistent. Post in the morning, at noon, at night, spread them out so TikTok doesn't think it's spammy. Because if you post at like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then don't post anything until the next day at 9 p.m., it's going to look a little bit spammy. So spread them out. What I would really recommend is just focus on being you. Don't try to be some character that you're not. Just go on there, create your videos, do your thing. People are going to comment. Don't comment. I mean, if it's like a spammy comment, or, you know, there's haters out there all over the place, just keep going, keep pushing. I encourage you also to, if people do comment, engage with every single one of your followers, especially when you're below the 1,000 follower count. You want to engage with everybody. Obviously that helps the TikTok algorithm. It's going to help you build your name, build your brand. And don't forget to make offers every once in a while. If people don't know you have an offer, they're not going to take any action. So that's how I'll end there.
Sweet. So TikTok's weird. It's like kind of like a mixture between YouTube and Instagram. Whereas like Matt was saying, like you could have a video 2 months ago that's still bringing in traffic, which is kind of weird, but just want to throw that out there. But the biggest thing I wanted to kind of throw out is, like Matt was saying, you want to stay consistent. What I like to do is, like I said, batch my posts and then have one like in the morning, have one in the afternoon, have one in the evening. If you can stick to a schedule, it makes it really easy. But the best way to do that is just, I literally spend an hour, like, okay, an hour, turn off everything, and I'm going to make TikToks for this hour. And, you know, I make as many as I can within this hour, 15-second videos, 60-second videos, and just make as many as you can. And what else did I have? I had one more thing. Oh, yeah. Last thing here is this is kind of a hack in a way where you can get a ton of people to you can show up on the For You page. So let's just say you just post a video. That first like 30 minutes, like go through your For You page and engage with those people, like, comment. And it's kind of a hack. I saw Rachel Peterson doing it. And it works really well. So just kind of a hack to get on the For You page faster. So yeah. And you can find me at Passive Income Lifestyles on TikTok. So, yep.
All right. Well, I mean, my final takeaway here with TikTok is just keep going, because I'm kind of, you know, piggybacking on what Matt and Jonathan and Jake even said, is the post life is a lot longer than I thought it would be. I mean, even I'm only 2 weeks in, I'm still getting traffic on some of the earlier videos, which I thought would be long gone. I think TikTok called it a delayed explosion. But if you're super limited on time as to when you can post throughout the day, unfortunately you can't schedule them, but you can certainly batch them and load up that drafts folder. And it takes about 15 seconds to hop in from drafts and hit post to get it spread out during the day. And the one thing I have noticed is I'm trying to my whole doing this while being a dad, staying at home. TikTok hates young children in the videos. I've noticed that my videos with my daughter, pretty much I've heard any kid under that looks like they're under 10, your videos might get throttled. So they want somebody in that like 16 and up category. So I've been trying to avoiding using children, and that's kind of my final takeaway, final tip for you. And to kind of piggyback on what Jonathan said is the algorithm, if you like and engage with a certain type of someone, you'll start seeing more and more of the same type content. It's a laser focus. So you can kind of tune up your own algorithm, tune up your own For You page, and you'll start seeing people that you never even thought about who are putting out great stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah, so I think I might have just lost my camera here, but yeah, so I wanted to share my screen one final time with you guys and just give you a little encouragement. For some of you are like, just like, how would I ever do this? All right, so this is one of the first ladies. Her name is Carol that I ever found on TikTok. All right, she's got about 10,000 followers. She's a nanny from the UK, kind of grandma. And I want you to see this first video. 65,000 views on her first video. I found this probably a couple months ago and I followed her. Yeah, I mean, she's probably, I don't know, 65, 70 years old. You'll see the fourth video she made. It's the second from the top on the left, or second from the bottom, has 527,000 views. But check this out, because some of you are like, oh my God, I'd be so embarrassed. And I just wanted to pull this up so you guys can have a real example of like, she's getting tens of thousands of views. She's only posting every so often. But watch this.
Followers than them. Hi,
That's the whole video. I'm making this video to embarrass my grandkids. 60,000 views. So guys, if you don't know the whole strategy behind, crushing, just, how to attach this to affiliate marketing and do all that, like, just get your first damn video up there. Just go in there, go into the app and just freaking hit. Like, you can do all the recording. You can do absolutely everything all inside the app. It's so simple. It's so easy to set up and do. You can create your first 30-second video and post it within the next 2 minutes. And then it's done. Like, just post it. That video I just showed you, not good quality. It's not shot on a DSLR camera. There's nothing special. She's like, here, grandkid or kid, hold my phone, hit the record button. Okay. Like, I'm going to embarrass you on social media. And she got 60,000 views. So don't overthink it. That's my last thing is you guys, like, we all just tend to get into this paralysis by analysis. Don't overthink it. Go get on TikTok, start creating a video a day, 2 videos a day, and just start slow and just keep doing it and testing it out. So Dave, you got any final words? That's all I got.
Be legendary, people.